You've literally made me feel very special. I've I've never told anyone, but I will tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'm probably gonna get into
Oh my
trouble.
God. Oh
I'm
my
gonna get into
God.
trouble for this. I will probably get into trouble for it, but yeah, I just think it's very sweet what you've been
Oh my
saying. So
God.
my staging this year, I'll tell you exactly how it's gonna go.
Well, hello, Eurovision fans. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm extremely excited. I mean, this is a very special moment. As you can see, I'm joined by someone quite iconic. We know him as our Milkshake Man. He is Gojo, and he's representing Australia on the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. Gojo, welcome.
Wow, that was a beautiful, very beautiful introduction. Thank you very much.
Honestly, I can say more. But all I'm gonna say to just sum it up is that the fandom is so excited about you. I shared this like little Insta story yesterday saying that I'm interviewing someone very special. P.S. He loves milkshakes. I just said that, and my DMs were
It become
flooded by people saying, "Oh my God, are you interviewing Gojo? We love him. We love him. Ask him that. Ask him this." And I'm like, "Okay, this is obvious. We love you. Like we loved you ever since we saw you. You are bringing this incredible energy to Eurovision. Just want to ask, how are the preparations going at the moment?"
Yeah, it's really good. I've been doing a lot of interviews, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of rehearsal stuff. Um, yeah, there's just been so much things. Even, you know, doing different versions on the guitar. There's so many different things. Filming videos and interacting with everyone. It's been one of my favorites for sure. Seeing the response of the song has just been so incredible.
I mean, it's a great song, but at the same time, I think it's got this like incredible energy and message, which we will get to. But what I found really interesting about you is that, you're part French, yeah, and
Yeah.
part Aussie.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, like, what can you say about yourself? Like, what makes you, do you think, like French, and what makes you an Aussie? What kind of like two different qualities that you see intertwining about yourself?
Oh, well, I'd probably say like the French side of me is definitely in like I would say the passion in cooking and
Mm-hmm.
also and like I know a good pastry from a bad one as
Mm-hmm.
well. Like it is pretty hard to find good pastries in Australia because
Mm-hmm.
I know my dad every time we would go, he would always know the really good spots that like were just it was
Yeah.
like being in France because
Yeah.
I love pastries so much.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, me
yeah,
too.
yeah, they're so good. But I'd say yeah, it's probably my most French quality, I would say.
Yeah. I can see you in the streets of Paris and eating your like pastry and your coffee in your hand and looking like super glam and super kind of like, yourself and just fitting in. Just I can
Oh,
see that. I can honestly see that. I mean, I just want to kind of like go back to what I said in the beginning about Milkshake Man, obviously your Eurovision song. I am personally in my like unhinged era. Like I am like I've been like, you know what, I'm gonna be like fearless and I'm gonna be super myself and I don't owe anyone any explanation. And then you release this song, and then you even talk about Milkshake Man, um, being about like all of this unhingedness and being fearless. And I'm like, you know what, I love this guy. So like you have the soundtrack of my life at the moment.
that
I want
means so
to
much to me.
I want to ask you, like, ever since releasing Milkshake Man, what has been like the biggest discovery that you have experienced about yourself, about your life? What does Milkshake Man mean to you personally?
Well, it's a great question. It's just being the mascot of confidence and realizing that when doubt tries to strike you down, that it's not like, fear isn't our friend in a lot of situations and it can limit us in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
Especially that has helped me a lot lately because this song helps me as well. I wrote it from a concept that I have experienced from a very young age. Like the way
Mm,
I grew up was very isolated from society.
mm,
And then when I moved into the city, I felt very misunderstood because I didn't really know how to react and like, I suppose, exist in such a
Mhm.
dense populational like area. And then I started to become comfortable in my own skin and I started to embrace who I was and where I'm from. And it's like that's the whole thing with the milkshake, man.
Mhm.
It's not a shake, it's a state of mind. It's something that we all have in us. It's an ability that we just need to unlock.
Exactly. It's a state of mind and it's a state of being in that way. I mean, it's an incredible song and the music video is to live for. I mean, kudos to all of your team. That's such an incredible music video. But okay, here's the thing, and I'm ex absolutely honest when I say that. When SBS announced you as our new Eurovision superstar, I took a moment and I was like, hang on a second, isn't this the Mrs. Hollywood guy?
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
wait. I think I know this man. And then I was like, okay, Googling, and it turns out that yes, you are. Because you kind of like went viral. How long was it like ago? Like a little over a year ago? Was that so? Like not
Yeah,
long ago.
2023 is when I released that song, and yeah, the impact that that had on the world. It's very similar to what Milkshake Man's doing as well. I get
Hmm.
messages from people all over the world. Like I had a message from someone in Antarctica recently, and it's like
Wow,
I didn't even know people lived there.
that's
It's
promising. Maybe it's
yeah.
just only him, just them, and listening to your music. Bro,
I was like, make sure you stay warm in the igloo
I
because, like, yeah, it be. I don't even know if I don't think there's land down there. I think it's just all ice. It's insane.
see what you're doing. I mean,
It's so
they're like
cool. Seeing for
intercontinental at the moment. That's so
yeah.
awesome. But I want to ask you, like, between Mrs. Hollywood and Milkshake Man, I believe two different eras, especially now that you're doing Eurovision, which is a contest, it's a competition. Like,
Yeah.
what has changed within you, I guess, in terms of your musicianship, especially?
Um, I would say I get to express my more louder and prouder version of myself, and I feel more comfortable doing that actually, which is something Eurovision has definitely encouraged me to do, and I'm finding that I just feel so at home. And I've always been a spectator for Eurovision, and now that I'm actually as someone who's competing in it and someone who's a
Mm-hmm.
part of it, it's like it's just it's it it's so magical. It's really, really cool. I'm still lost for words for it.
It is really magical. I want to know the moment that you got the confirmation that you were doing Eurovision. Like, was it something like SBS calls and then you're like, "Hey, it's Gojo," and then they're like, "Hey, you're doing Eurovision," and then you go, "Okay, hey dad, hey mom, I'm doing it." Like, was it something like that? Were you
No,
expecting to receive a
I
call?
I sat at a table and I was with a board of the SBS,
Hmm. Oh,
and then I was asked a few questions, and then the final question was, "How does it feel to be representing Australia in Eurovision 2025?" And I
oh,
stood up. Excuse my I got my underwear on. Um,
yeah,
I
gorgeous.
stood up and I was like, "Where's Ashton Kutcher? I'm being punked."
Nah.
Because I thought I was literally like it was just wild to me. And then I remember straight away I was like, I need to call mom and dad. In my head, it's just on loop. I need to call mom and dad. I need to call mom and dad. And then they were asking me stuff. They're like congratulating and clapping, and I'm just like, I need to call mom and dad. I need to call mom and dad.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Honestly, you deserve it, but it must have been like super difficult to keep it a secret for a very long time as well, because
yeah,
that
it was.
it comes within the package. And like, obviously, when we get to meet a new Eurovision star, everyone starts like running scenarios and they make assumptions about you, and then, oh, this and that. Like, what is there any kind of like misconception about you at the moment out there that you wish people stopped repeating?
Uh I mean, there's like one. I don't really think so, but I mean, there's one that if I had to say one, there's one that like a few people kind of say, and I know the media say it
Mm.
a bit as well, and that's just me being like a TikTok, like using TikTok star before a musician,
Oh
because
yeah.
that's the thing. Like a lot of people who have just discovered to me and haven't
Mhm.
done their deep dive into like my history as a musician
Hmm.
don't see the backstory and where I come from and how much hard work I've put into everything and how I write and produce my songs myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
um,
That,
like I've been doing it for 10 years and I
mm,
literally just started on a really bad computer that was
mm,
like, just, I had a broken screen and stuff. And it was like, I was patient. I had so many things happen to me that were like, I learned a lot in bad experiences from music as
mm,
well,
mm.
by being self-managed and stuff like that. I feel like I've experienced everything, but people don't really see that.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. But at the same time, the media and the fandom used to say the same things about Sam Ryder representing UK years ago, and then that turned out to be quite good for Sam Ryder. Like the UK pretty much won that year, because I kind of like see you quite similar with Sam. Like obviously, I wouldn't say a TikTok sensation, social media person, but like you are very self-made and your
Oh,
social
that's
media like
very,
speaks volumes on that way. I also remember this video of a busker playing your songs, and then you were there, and then you joined them, and then sang your song together. Like everyone watching this right now, just go and like check Gojo's music on internet because you have like some really fun stuff out there. And like I'm just so happy that you are, in the family. Like such a
oh,
pleasure having you this.
you're so sweet. I'm blushing. I'm blushing.
Well, I'm
So sweet.
glad
Thank
it's doing the job, but like you are a great addition and then we adore you. Now, okay, last but not least, I know everyone's been asking you this question and you have been adamant not saying anything. But I feel like somehow the stars are aligned. Like, I mean, we're kind of like wearing both same colors and we're matching, and I think we have a nice, cohesive, fit together. I don't know. I hope that I succeed, but
I know
Gojo.
what's about to happen. I know what's about to happen.
Jojo, if you could tease your staging, maybe with one word, and if you could do it for me, can you
Well, I
do
was
it?
gonna say, since you were so sweet to me, that was like, I mean, like I've been blushing this whole time. You have such kind words, and I really appreciate that. You've literally made me feel very special. I've I've never told anyone, but I will tell you. Like, yeah, I'll tell you. I'm
Oh my,
probably gonna
oh
get
my,
into
oh my
trouble.
God, oh
Probably
my
gonna get into
God,
trouble for this. I will probably get in trouble for it, but yeah, I think, yeah, I just think it's very sweet what you've been
oh my
saying. So,
God, that's amazing. So,
okay, make sure you're recording.
I am recording. Wow.
Okay. All
So,
right. So, my staging this year, I'll tell you exactly how it's going to go. So, as soon as I get the basil, I'm going to. So, that's exactly, and it's just, I'm just, yeah.
oh my, I mean, I probably don't think SBS would allow this to be out, but I'm sorry, I don't care. You just spilled the tea.
Yeah, well, like I said, you're just very kind to me, and I really appreciate that. And I want to encourage people who do those things in this world. Thank you, Oz. You made
Honestly,
me feel.
I'm so sorry. I'm really turned on right now, and I don't know what to say, but it's just an amazing staging, and wow, I feel very special. Thank you, Gojo, for doing that for me. Honestly, Gojo, it's been a pleasure connecting with you. I hope you are doing pre-parties. I don't know. Something inside me tells me that you're going to focus on your staging or stuff. But, if you ever do London, you have so many fans here. So we hope to see you at least before Eurovision. But before we go, what do you want to say to the Eurovision fandom?
I want to say thank you guys so much for the response on Milkshake Man so far. It has been absolutely incredible, and I didn't expect it to be doing what it's doing, and all the positivity that is spreading around the world. It's so cool. And if you see me in the streets of Europe, anywhere around, I would love for you to come up to me and say hello and talk to me. And it's like my favorite thing, meeting everyone. So yeah, and I just want everyone to have fun when I perform the song too. It's the purpose of the Milkshake Man and what he
Oh,
would love.
beautiful. Well, because of you, we're all into all sorts of milkshakes this season. And thank you so much for bringing the magic. Gojo, thank you, and looking forward to seeing more of you this season. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Oz.